Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It has only been 7 months, so I'm back. Um, Reason why I sort of disappeared off the face of the earth, I would say a mixture of things, but one of them that I want to speak to you about is uh, self doubt and self belief. Um, those things. Sorry, also I'm sweating because in the UK it is horribly hot at the moment, and there's no escaping it, unfortunately. But anyway, sorry, I digress. Um, yeah, self belief or lack thereof, and self doubt can be quite a horrible poison. And if you let it get to you, it can really like whittle away at your spirit, your sense of self. Can really put you in like a pit of despair if you let it. Um, and that's kind of part of why I disappeared. I mean, like I said, among other things, but the as many of us do, we have dreams, aspirations, things we want to do, and we often let not only ourselves but like perhaps other people in our lives influence us, tell us, our dreams aren't achievable, or, why do you want to do that? That's nonsensical. Why do you want to post videos on YouTube and, help people? Sounds like a crazy idea, Jake. Don't do that. Well, maybe. Um, but yeah, self doubt. Um, I feel like it's quite a common thing. Well, I mean, I'd probably say I know it's quite a common thing. I'm not going to be the only person to speak about it. Um, what can you do about it? Well, I mean, there's the whole, fake it till you make it sort of thing, and how much of that is faking it, or you just, you know, using that willpower and like ultimately we all do have belief in ourselves. Um, Maybe you like me, you'd like push it down, and the voices would like creep in, be like, oh, this would be ridiculous, why would you do this? You know, what you going to speak about it, it's got to be perfect for you to put it out so that people can understand and hear what you're saying properly, and the fear of judgment, and how people will react and everything. All very ultimately quite superficial concerns, because one, what's it to anybody really? The moment you start letting other people, society, whomever, whatever, dictate how you approach life, then that's when you become really lost, because you'll start to lose sense of identity, and then do what I mean I have done in the past, and look for, you know, in form of rescue, be that alcohol and other stuff, um, and that's not a healthy alternative, and that can go very, very wrong very, very quickly. Um, but yeah, how to get through it? For me, a case of it just took a bit of time. Um, I'm only 25. I'll be turning 26 this year, and a few years ago, like when I was like 17, 16, 17, 18, I had this perspective of like time was running out and I was screwed. If I didn't have everything, meticulously planned out, I've got to have this done by this age, I've got to have the next thing done lined up, and I never gave myself any time to breathe or even actually plan. I was just so in my own head about getting there that I truly never moved from where I was. Um, and now, with the wonderful gift that is hindsight, I realised I was a bit of a pleb, and um, also now that I'm 25, I realise how much time there is uh, to actually do things. Um, so that a piece of advice to any of you who are younger than myself is take a minute, sit down, breathe, relax, stop letting other people dictate to you. Or right, okay, actually here's something. Right, social media. So I'm not on social media barring like, well, YouTube, I guess. Because I found myself comparing my life to others. And you see all these people who are like millionaires or just traveling around the world, and they're all like 18, 19, 20, and they've got like the best cars or handbags or whatever. And you're like, well, I've got none of that. I'm in a little shack somewhere. And it's just like, yeah, but not everyone's life is the same. So, the famous saying, comparison is a thief of joy. That's certainly applicable in this case. Um, but yeah, no, I think the best thing to do with self doubt is to take a beat, really sit down, sit with yourself, and I mean, practice quieting your mind, because you were with yourself your entire life. So you might as well cultivate a loving relationship with yourself. And I don't mean like an egotistical, like, I'm the best thing since sliced bread, obviously humility and all the other stuff. um, but treating yourself with kindness instead of doing something that, again, I would do is really berate myself, really tear myself apart for even like the simplest of mistakes or missteps. Even when I'm trying something completely new for the first time, if I didn't get that down as fast as possible and do a really good job, I was like, well, this is pointless. I'm never going to be good at doing this. So, I would constantly put hurdles in front of myself, because it was a weird sort of like false safety net, because if I put hurdles in front of myself, then I could never fail if I never tried. But then again, 25 years old, I am still in that place of what's the next thing, what's happening. So it didn't serve me very well. Um, what else? Yeah, I think that's the main message for today. I think approach yourself with kindness. Do not let what other people say or do dictate how you then orient yourself in life. Don't then change yourself for the benefit of others, because then you lose your own identity, and that can cause you to spiral, as I said. Three, sit with yourself, find peace within yourself, self care, self love. And the fourth one I would say is, like, what do you ultimately have to lose? Because at the end of the day, this video, if anyone sees it, um, you know, might be mean comments, possibly. Um, that's life. You encounter people who decide to, be horrible for whatever reason, and I hope they find a better way of life. Um, so yeah, I would say just go for it. Try, take the risk. It's not going to do you any harm, really. Yeah. Right. I'll leave you guys with that. I promise I'll come back with another video soon. And until next time, peace.